Was Malcolm worthy to sit in the seat of Elijah Muhammad and lead and be a redeemer of our people? Wait. How many of you ever read the story in the Bible of Noah and his sons? Did you know that Noah had 3 sons? Noah got all of them out of the flood. They landed on Mount Ararat. You remember? According to the Bible.
And these are the words. We were very shocked yesterday on hearing of Malcolm's death. We have known Malcolm for quite a few years. Last year, 1964, was kind of bitter with us. Malcolm breaking out of the Brotherhood of Islam. It kindly upset us all, due to the fact that he had been such a wonderful brother among us. We regret to see the man leave all his own terms. He said he was going for himself. After we discussed the I should say the disobedience part of his acts. And after we discussed that and gave him a chance to make himself a better brother in the circle of Islam, he left us, said he was going for himself. We regretted to have seen Malcolm leave.
Good, because every Muslim that loved Elijah Muhammad would have killed Malcolm if we had gotten a chance. No, I don't need no damn applause. I want you to think now. We didn't incite that. Malcolm incited that in us. Applause. I want you to think now. We didn't incite that. Malcolm incited that in us. He would have been dead. He would never have lasted a year. Elijah Muhammad told us, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Told me to my face, leave him alone. And I'm an obedient servant. Father. And if it were not for the mercy of that father, that son would be dead, killed by one of his own brothers. But Elijah Muhammad said, leave him alone. Malcolm was his son.
Mr. Muhammad, do you believe, forthcoming out of New York, that the assassin of Malcolm X was in allegiance with the Muslims in New York? How do you feel about that charge?
In fact, about it, that we have been trying to make investigations to find just where this assassin come from. And we have not been able to locate him. We don't know him. And
Mr. Muhammad, could you tell us what happened between you and Malcolm X? What was the point of disagreement, sir?
the most of our disagreement was Malcolm wanted to use arms.
Use what?
He wanted to use arms, and I disagreed with him because we have always, for many years now, it's 33 years, 34 years now, we never resorted to arms. And in fact about it, God reminded me of that time and again, to never to pick up arms against no one.
That no black Muslims were involved in the shooting of Malcolm X?
I wasn't there, but I don't believe that any of my followers had nothing to do with it at all. Because we don't even know this person.
Who do you think might have done it then? Who would have had reason?
I don't know. I have no knowledge of that.
I'm going to tell you something about the nation. The nation that I love. Some of these rotten ministers and leaders and captains were in the nation yesterday, and some are in the nation today. You don't like the way of God. If God said put them out in your heart, you don't think that's strong enough, so you want to beat somebody up, or you want to exact some kind of retribution on somebody as though you're a God beside God. You don't like my way because I'm a merciful man. I love him. I think I understand him. Spike read the autobiography of Malcolm X. Spike fell in love with Malcolm, as many of you did. Spike believed that Elijah Muhammad had him killed. And he makes a hint ever so slightly in his book, The Making of the Movie Malcolm X. He makes a hint that in his heart he wanted to get even with Elijah Muhammad and the Nation of Islam. And my son-in-law asked Spike, have you ever read the Holy Quran? Didn't you ask him that, Brother Leonard? What did he say? He said he had never read this book. So we asked him, on what basis are you going to judge the domestic life of Elijah Muhammad if you don't read and understand the book out of which he acted?
If he would, Malcolm X would split from my father.
With his having split and with his death, who will be your successor?
I don't know. I cannot tell what will happen after I die.
Well, Malcolm X said that the black Muslims were trying to kill him, and he was going to name those he thought would commit the crime yesterday before he was shot. Would you comment on that?
I don't know. I don't have any knowledge of anyone trying to kill Malcolm.
Do you think the extremism of your own organization tends to direct people towards violence, and it ends up in acts such as the death of Malcolm X?
No, we had not, as I said, never resorted to no such thing as violence. Malcolm is the victim of his own preaching. He preached violence, and so he became the victim of it.
Mr. Muhammad, what did Malcolm X want to use arms for?
Well, you know much about that as I do. I saw it in the paper, and I heard him say these things on TV and over radio.
This act of violence against Mr. Malcolm be to the entire black nationalist movement?
What was the result?
What do you think will happen now that you've had this murder?
I can't foretell the future of what might happen in Malcolm's followers. I don't think Malcolm had too many followers.
Before his death, Malcolm made some rather serious moral charges against your group. Do you have any comment on those?
No more what I have already said. I said God, Allah is the best knower of that.
Mr. Muhammad, Malcolm has said on several occasions, when he was still a very vital member of the Brotherhood of Islam, that you frequently looked into the future and received visions. Did you have a premonition that Malcolm would meet a violent end as he did?
No, I was in hope that Allah would chastise him and bring him back on his knees. That's what I was in hope of.
Were you hoping that he would come back to your...
Well, I knew that would be the ultimate if he lived. There's no other way for him, or nor any other hypocrite.
Has any police force, sir, asked you for a statement?
So, sir.
How many wives did Prophet Muhammad have, Brother Baghdadi? He said, I'll send you the script. This was December. I said, you know, Jimmy, I'll be in Egypt in February. And he was living in southern France then. And he was to meet me in Egypt, and we were to go over the script before I went into the Middle East to get money to do the film. As Allah is my witness, he sent me the script. I read it. And when I saw Malcolm in bed with the white woman, I said, oh no. I said, I can't play that part. We got to fix this up. So if you notice, Spike kind of handled that, you know, He tried to handle it as gingerly as he could.
He blamed the Muslims on the firebombing of his New York home. Do you have a comment on that?
Well, he probably could charge us with such, but in every respect or evidence, it looks to me like he did the job himself.
Mr. Muhammad, how did you intend to chastise him?
Chastise him?
Yes,
Not me, no. I didn't say I would chastise Malcolm.
Mr. Muhammad, you
The chastising come from Allah. Anyone, according to Quran, and we have had that manifest in our midst for several years.
well, I want
I
to
say it
clarify
looks
that.
like he was the one.
What made it look like that?
Because that, according to the police report, he was the only one in there, and that was the liquid that would do a job like that. According to the paper.
His family was in the house with him.
Yes,
According to the-
according to the paper. I'm only going from what I read in the paper.
So did you request the police guard around your home from the city?
Huh?
Did you request the police guard?
No, sir.
You say the police have not talked to you?
No, sir.
Has the FBI talked to you?
No, sir.
Mr. Muhammad, yesterday in a Wire story, a Muslim was quoted as saying that the chickens had come home to roost on Malcolm in reference to Malcolm's earlier statement about the assassination of President Kennedy. Do you feel a Muslim brother would make such a statement about Malcolm upon learning of his death?
But I don't know. I know nothing about who it was any more than you. I just heard that myself and read it.
Do you think any of your more prominent followers, such as Cassius Clay, are in any danger because of the
I don't know.
violence?
That's what I have to repeat continually. I don't know who it was.
Brother Akbar was with me. We were in Uganda with Idi Amin. Idi Amin called Muammar Gaddafi and told Gaddafi, I got a brother here that you have to meet. And they flew me from Egypt to Uganda and from Uganda back to Libya on Idi Amin's plane. And we missed Gaddafi, and so he had me meet with his people. And when I told his people what I had in mind about a movie, did they mock me and kind of laugh? And I had to kind of... Fine, but he mishandled it. And he made the teacher to look bad.
What he knew about Islam. But I didn't teach him what he went for himself. I taught him Islam and the history of his people, my people, and others. As far as what he has gone for himself, I didn't teach him that.
An advertisement for a magazine article, I believe in the Post, claims that this article characterizes your organization as more interested in making money than in the progress of colored people.
Well, that's understood. That's understood. When a group of people or organization looks to be prosperous or successful in their effort or whatever they are doing, we can hear anything said about them that is not good.
Mr. Muhammad, do you think that Malcolm's movement, his followers, can continue without a leader?
Will they continue without a leader?